you're doing everything right. You have a good career, steady income, maybe you've even gotten a promotion, but deep down, you still feel so stuck. Like no matter how much you earn, you cannot breathe financially. Sis, what if the path to lasting wealth isn't about us earning more? It's about aligning with the divine blueprint that no one ever taught us. We're not chasing the bag here. We are chasing purpose. Let me say that for you again. We are not chasing the bag here. We are chasing purpose. Because God never called us to grind ourselves into the ground to feel worthy or wealthy. The world told you to trade your time for money. It also told me the same thing, that we needed to hustle, save, and spend wisely. But what if you're still feeling financial pressure despite your success? Maybe it's because the world's model is incomplete. In this video, sister, we're gonna flip that script. This is the spiritual foundation of legacy level wealth, the kind rooted in faith and not fear. Let me show you how the world trained us to think about money and why it's quietly keeping so many of us stuck. Let's call the conventional approach exactly what it is: the active income ceiling. You dedicate 40, 50, and some of you even 60 hours a week to your job, which we call our profession and our career. In exchange for your time, that finite, precious gift God has given us, time, you receive a paycheck. The problem: your income is capped by your energy and your hours. If life shifts, so does your income. This is not freedom. It's survival. Hard work, it is definitely honorable. But hard work without a divine plan is like building a home with only a hammer. And some of us have large homes. So can you imagine building a house with only a hammer? You will labor endlessly, but never rise higher. The goal isn't just to earn more from your job. It's to steward your income to create lasting provision. That's what the world didn't teach us. The world forgot to teach us. But even if you're earning a good income, there's something deeper that can still keep you feeling financially anxious and limited. And guess what? It's not your paycheck. It's your mindset. The biggest block to true financial peace, sister, isn't your salary. It's not your paycheck. It's the spiritual cage of fear and scarcity. Fear says, what if I lose it? So you hold back, play small, and you miss out on growth. But according to 2 Timothy 1:7, for God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Guess what scarcity says? There's not enough to go around. So you see others' blessing as your loss because we're comparing ourselves. And comparison keeps you spending to keep up appearances. But as Morgan Housel says, true wealth is what you don't see. We have to get that. Morgan Housel says true wealth is what you don't see. And if you want to grab his book and read it, I highly recommend it to you. I've read it, and it's called The Psychology of Money, and it changed my thoughts and my opinions about money. But again, he said true wealth isn't what we can see. True wealth is what we don't see. It's the quiet investments, the faithful stewardship. And remember, getting rich and staying rich, that's two different skills. The first requires hustle, and the second requires humility. Now, what we've covered and what we've uncovered is this trap. So now that we have uncovered this trap, let's talk about how to break free from it, not just with strategy, but with a renewed mindset that sees money the way God intended for us to see it. People think money is about math, but sister, let me tell you, it's not about math. 80% is our mindset. And 20% is mechanics, what we do with it, how we work with it. If you don't renew your mind, even the best strategy won't work. The first thing I want you to do is redefine wealth. Remember, it's not a number, it's freedom. The freedom to say yes to God's call in your life. Second, embrace abundance. Instead of saying, I can't afford that, ask God, how can this be done for your glory? I'm so guilty of that. My whole motto back in the day was, I can't afford this, I can't afford this. But I want you to remember that there's life and death in the power of our tongue. So if we speak over our money that we can't afford it, then guess what? We're never going to be able to afford it. So hear me again. Instead of saying that you can't afford it, ask God, how can this be done for your glory? Thirdly, master delayed gratification. That's something that I deal with all the time. But because I've done it for years, guess what? I'm okay and I have mastered delayed gratification. But what I call it in my world is I've learned how to do without. Practice the 48-hour rule. Let impulses pass so purpose can take the lead. Practice the 48-hour rule. Let impulse pass so purpose can take the lead. And when I say the 48-hour rule, I'm just saying, if you want to make a huge purchase, a car, a house, I don't care. If it's anything over $500, depending on what your income is, sleep on it for 48 hours. And I can assure you from experience that your desire for that item, it will change, it will look different. The 48-hour rule eliminates this impulse and this emotional spending. And you can focus on purpose. Let your purpose take the lead. And fourthly, see yourself as a steward. Not someday, but today, sister. Every dollar you manage becomes a seed that you're sowing for the future. This daily practice of choosing purpose over pressure is what makes you a woman of substance. You are a woman of substance. You've started something powerful today. But mindset alone, it isn't enough, but you have to change your mindset. Next, I'm going to give you the tools to put your faith into motion, step by step. We've laid the foundation today. We've exposed the flawed model of trading time for money, the way that the world has taught us. We've broken down the cage of scarcity, and we've begun the mindset shift of stewardship. But mindset without a map is powerless, and you will not get to where you're going if you don't know where you're going, if you don't have a map. That's why in part 2, I'm going to give you the 5 practical steps that activate this spiritual foundation. This is where it gets real. So make sure you subscribe and turn on your notifications. Don't miss it. You've laid the foundation. On Thursday, we will build that beautiful house that you've always dreamt of having. Thank you so much for watching.